everybody. This video is mostly just me, doing some word vomit after playing Chapter 5. In my honest opinion, I think that Chapter 5 is the best Deltarune chapter in the series so far. It has the best writing, the best art, the best animation, the best combat, and the best story. It's so well written, and I think that everybody who just hasn't played it yet, spoiler warning going forward, I'm going to be talking about some spoilers, leave and go play the game, play it immediately. I think that my favorite part, just like of character writing, the Suzelle scene, where we see Noelle and Susie walking into the beach. We see like the speech that Noelle gives to Susie during the beach scene is very reminiscent of the scene that in the weird route, essentially the same conversation. It's just that the difference is in the normal route, she's found ways to reconnect with the world, to break out of that monotonous loop with people like Susie and KRIS, and BERDLY. These people are giving her emotional connections, able to reconnect with the world and break out of that monotonous loop. Where in the weird route, she doesn't have any of those connections, any of those people who truly care for her and who she cares for. All she has is her strength. All she has is that obsession with doing something crazy, getting that thrill that nothing else could give her, nothing in that monotonous, horrible life could give her. Also, I think I fucking hate Susie. Susie cock-blocked me twice. I wanted to go on the fucking date with BERDLY, and she cock-blocked KRIS. Then, when we could chat with Mad Mew about and try to spit some game, she fucking cock-blocked me again. Fuck you, KRIS. I'm gonna do the Snowgrave route 30 gigabajillion times. Get ready, kid. Fucking moron. The next thing that I really like, KERDLY. We got so many KERDLY crumbs. We got, first off, why do you have BERDLY sending you love love poems every February, KRIS? Why is that, KRIS? What you doing, KRIS? The next thing, why do they have a BERDLY feather? Why? Why do they have one of his feathers? Feeling mighty suspicious. Gay recognizes gay, and you looking real familiar, KRIS. I really do think that this is one of the best written Deltarune chapters, especially with, I think Asgore's, sort of Eldritch Madness is kind of very cool. Eldritch Madness, to me at least, is the feeling of a third-dimensional creature, experiencing 4D sensations, emotions, and everything, and trying desperately to return to that fourth-dimensional state. Asgore witnessed things beyond his comprehension, the dark world, and he became obsessed, and he started self-loathing and self-hating himself when nobody blamed him. He was blinded by his rage and obsession with the dark worlds. The next thing that I want to talk about is Susie. Susie, in this chapter, is going down a very dark path that I don't think we're going to be able, that I think it's not going to just be able for the Soul and KRIS to pull her out from. We're going to need a lot of people, specifically Noelle. She has essentially fallen so deep into her delusions and obsessions with the dark world that she's now, instead of choosing to go home, she's choosing to essentially sleep on the floor and eat random junk that doesn't actually fill her up. That's so depressing. She's so obsessed with constantly everything being the same, everything being these lighthearted, fun adventures that she found an actual friend in, that she's not actually able to see the real world. And I think that in Chapter 6, it's normal out, when we introduce Noelle to the party, we're going to see her, actively tell Noelle, the same way that Susie brought Noelle back down to earth and allowed her to reconnect with people and break out of monotony and reaffirm herself in her life. Noelle's going to do the same thing. Noelle's going to show Susie that, yes, escapism is fun. Yes, escapism can be necessary sometimes. You can't be doing this all the time. It's not healthy for you. And I think that the main thing that Susie, and it's going to be very hard-hitting for Susie, it's going to be very depressing, it's going to be very sad, but I think it's gonna be just a rude awakening that Susie's gonna have to accept. It's very sad, it's very depressing, but I hope that we're able to help Susie, bring her back down to earth. Another thing, I think that Mad Mew Mew is arguably the hardest like secret boss. Like only under the roar. Hell, I think that she's harder than the Roaring Knight. I think that just because, like in the Roaring Knight, they have very little RNG. So long you can predict the Roaring Knight attacks, like using the flavor text. Once you've played the fight enough, you can do that. With Mad Mew Mew, those bombs she throws out, it's random RNG bullshit. You gotta like scan the field in like 0.3 seconds, then dodge all the bombs. It's very annoying. And it's one of the main reasons why I don't want to replay Chapter 5 and go more in depth with the festival. It's because I don't want to have to redo Mad Mew Mew's boss fight again. Very aggravating. Very annoying. Uh, Anything else I want to talk about? Oh yeah. Why did Susie choose BERDLY to join them in the Dark World? I mean, like, why did Susie not choose BERDLY? You're meant to tell me that BERDLY, the kid who dropped into a dark world and with zero formal training got access to 3 types of magic, was strong enough to fight the Fun Gang 1v3 and hold his own. Just, she doesn't invite him. She doesn't think, yeah, that the guy who 1v3'd us isn't a very big asset in the fight against the Roaring Knight. No, bring him along. He's actually goated. I'm a firm believer. This is like choosing the fucking kebab man over Doomsday and BERDLY's Doomsday in this scenario. Obviously, I think that this is one of the. I think that the main theme of this chapter is nostalgia. Specifically, letting go of nostalgia, which is what I think the Deltarune fan base doesn't really want to do. This is the final portions of Deltarune. Obviously, things are going to be wrapping up. The story is going to be winding down, as well as ramping up mysteries that have been, that we've been wondering about. What happened with Asgore in the Dark World to make him break up with Toriel? Well, he got obsessed with the Dark World and started and self-loathed himself to the point where Toriel just had to leave for her own well-being. And and we see with Flowery, he's literally trying his hardest to make Asgore fall, just regress, not look forward, not look at the world and see the beauty of it. No, he's just trying to make it so that Asgore is stuck in the past, never moving forward, never becoming better than what he was. I think and I've also seen some people say that like Asgore's speech at the end of the chapter felt kind of clunky. No, really no. Like Asgore, like we're considering the fact that Asgore is talking to KRIS, and this is obviously a very traumatizing moment for them. I don't think Asgore is going to be like, yeah, KRIS, remember the time that your best friend's older sister died and is a missing person, dead, and how you've gone through years of trauma and therapy to the point where you're blocking out certain parts of the memory so badly that even your soul can't see it. That moment when your best friend's sister died. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be, talking like that. He's gonna be playing around it softly because he doesn't want to, upset his child, which is, I think, very admirable of Asgore. The next thing, I think that the Roaring Knight is definitely such an interesting, like, it's one of the big 2 mysteries of Deltarune. What is up? The big 2 mysteries are what is up with December Holiday, what is up with Gaster and Damage Friend. Those are like the 2 main mysteries. Everything else spins off from it. Who is the Roaring Knight? That's that's both of them. You can relate that to December Holiday and what happened with Gaster. This is the longest chapter by far. I think that we have the final 2 chapters to completely wrap up those 2 main mysteries. So I think that it makes a lot of sense for, I'm assuming that that Toby Fox will probably focus on the first of the 2. What is up with the Roaring Knight? What happened to the December Holiday? To just wrap up this portion of the story. Also, Sans is definitely from a weird route like version of Deltarune. We know that in Undertale, if you go like behind his house, you can see a little card where it has 3 poorly drawn people where it's written "Don't forget." In the normal route, Susie draws 4 people, but in the weird route, Susie draws 3, meaning that more and more evidence is showing that the weird route of Deltarune is most likely the canon route that leads into Undertale, which I think is very depressing and I don't like. Uh, Anything else I really want to talk about? Oh, I think that we're definitely going to see more of like Gaster related things, more Connor related things, because they killed Onion Son. Onion Son was like a death. I'm pretty sure that if Onion like they're selling takoyaki in the festival, oh, by some guy who was blocking the like beach in chapter 4. All I'm saying is that it wouldn't be too much of a stretch if this guy knew that Onion Son was about to find out something very important about like Deltarune and its world and everything like that. He was about to tell the Fun Gang, so he fucking took him out back and shot him 13 times in the head and sold him as takoyaki. And we know he's from Undertale because he used his G as the currency. G is the currency from Undertale, not from Deltarune. This has just been a lot of word vomit and thought vomit. I definitely am planning on making like some videos about specifically Susie and Asgore, but outside of that, yeah. This was Chatting with Tommy. I hope everybody who listened in has an amazing day.